Alright guys, welcome to some super exciting No Man's Sky news. They have just finished the day 1 patch, which essentially is like No Man's Sky 2. They have added so much stuff, I can barely even believe it, but we're going to be looking through these patch notes that they have released, and we're going to talk a little bit about each one probably, if it is interesting enough, but let's just go ahead and start with the first one. The 3 paths. There are now new, unique paths that you can follow throughout the game. You must start the game on a fresh save with the patch, as early choices may have significant impact on what you see later in the game and the overall experience. So this to me is kind of basically saying that they've added somewhat of a campaign, you know, something to follow in this game and give you a little bit of a guide to, you know, move you through this universe that you can freely explore. But I think that is nice to have something to follow if you want. Actually, we don't know if you have to follow it. It probably doesn't need to be followed, but it is nice that it is there just in case you want to. The next one, the universe. We have changed the rules of the universe generation algorithm. Planets have moved, environments have changed biomes, galaxies have altered shapes, and here's where it gets exciting. All to create greater variety earlier. Galaxies are now up to 10 times larger, and that is a very important statement, and also what comes right before it, all to create greater variety earlier. So if you guys can remember the fact that someone supposedly found the center of the galaxy in 30 hours, well, if they're saying that they want to do all of this earlier, create things bigger earlier, and then they say galaxies are 10 times larger, does that potentially mean that what this guy did would now take 300 hours? Now, some of you might think that's a bad thing, that's way too long, but this game has so much to offer, that actually sounds like a good thing to me. Because if this game wasn't big enough for you already and wouldn't keep you invested in it long enough, well, here you go. Now it's going to take you 300 hours, and again, that's not confirmed. The first galaxy still might be 30 or 40 to 80 hours or whatever, but essentially what this is saying is that things are going to be taking a little bit more time, so it can keep you invested in the game, have a goal for you to look forward to. I think it's a good thing. Not too many negatives to that at all, only good things. And the next one, diversity. Creatures are now more diverse in terms of ecology and densities on planets. A pretty basic one to read, not much to explain, but a very important one, so that's good to see. Planets. We've added dead moons, low atmosphere, and extreme hazardous planets. Extreme hazards includes blizzards and dust storms. That is exciting right there. That means we're going to have even more dangers to look forward to, and even more little things to try to discover, like dead moons. How rare they're going to be, we're not too sure. But I'm pretty sure if you find one of these things, that's going to be very exciting. And just imagine you're playing the game, maybe you've put 40 hours into this game, and you think you've seen a lot of things, and then all of a sudden, literally, a giant dust storm comes out of nowhere and hits you. You have no idea how to react. Just going to be fun to experience things like this. Lots of extra new things that are coming to this game. Very exciting. Atmosphere. Space, nighttime, and day skies are now 4 times more varied due to new atmospheric system, which refracts light more accurately to allow for more intense sunsets. Another basic one, but very cool, can add nice variety to the game. Planet rotation. Playtesting has made it obvious people are struggling to adjust to this during play, so its effects have been reduced further. I'm guessing that just means maybe the planets don't rotate as fast, or if they rotate the same speed, that the changes aren't quite so drastic, something like that. Terrain generation. Caves up to 128 meters tall are now possible. Geometric anomalies have been added. Underwater erosion now leads to more interesting seabeds. So another one, very obvious, not much to explain, but very cool. Ship diversity. A wider variety of ships appear per star system and are available to purchase. Cargo and install technology now vary more, and ships have more unique attributes. So very cool to see. It basically is saying that we're going to have different technologies inside of our ships. Now, that's probably talking about your weapons on your ships, maybe the type of tracking equipment you have, things like that. And the ships overall are just a little bit different, so you're going to have more unique ships that you can purchase. Inventory, ship inventories now store 5 times more resources per slot. Suit inventories now store 2.5 times more per slot. This encourages exploration and gives freedom from the beginning. We're probably going to increase this even further in the next update for people in the latter game phases and will allow for greater trading potential. Very good news, we're going to be able to store more things and not have to worry about our inventory so much. Trading is deeper. Star systems and planets each have their own wants and needs based off a galactic economy. Oh, that's a comma. I was like, why did they put a period right there? Anyways, observing these is the key to successful trading. We're still working on adjusting this based on how everyone plays, but all trading values have been rebalanced across the galaxy, giving a greater depth. A bunch of trade exploits were uncovered and have been removed. So that's very good news. I was a little bit worried about that. Maybe trading would get a little bit out of hand, some people would learn how to glitch it, and I'm sure there will be more glitches in the future, but they have already been working on it, already found a few, and put them to an end, so that's very good. And you thought we were done there. No, that was just page 1. There is this page and then a small bit on the next screen, but we do have more to go, and this is some of the better stuff. Feeding. Creatures now have their own diet based on planet and climate. Feeding them correctly will yield different results per species, such as mining for you, protecting the player, becoming pets, altering you to rare loot, or pooping valuable resources. There are 2 words in there that is unbelievably exciting in my opinion. Becoming pets. We can literally have pets in No Man's Sky. Some of these creatures look absolutely insane, and you could actually make it your pet. To be fair, we don't know the extent, maybe some of the big predators you can't, but I would honestly assume that there's a way to make almost every animal your pet, so that's just so cool. And then also, they can be trained to basically tell you where rare loot is, or even poop out valuable resources. That is just too cool, very excited for that. Survival. Recharging hazard protection requires rare resources, making shield shards useful again. So I didn't even know that they weren't useful at some point, but apparently the people that playtested it, they weren't so useful, so now they are important again. Storms can be deadly, hazard protection and suit upgrades have been added, liquids are often more dangerous. So I don't know if that means some of the random liquids you'll find when you're mining, or something that you might find in like a puddle or something, but they are more dangerous now, so you have to be aware of that, and the rest of that stuff in that little paragraph is very cool as well. Graphical effects, lighting and texture resolution has been improved, shadow quality has doubled, temporal AA didn't make it in time, but it's so close. I don't actually know what temporal AA is, or AA, whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing it's some sort of graphic system, or maybe lighting, but should be coming in a future update, making the game look even just a little bit better. Balancing. Several hundred upgrades have had stat changes, mainly exosuit and ship, but also weapon. New upgrades have been added, so that's good, just more balancing, making things a little bit more equal, and making the game feel more balanced. Combat. Auto aim and weapon aim has been completely rewritten to feel more gentle in general, but stickier when you need it. Sentinels now alert each other if they haven't been dealt with quickly. Quad and Walker AI is now much more challenging. Even Sean struggles with them without a powered up weapon. So that's good, a little bit more of a challenge in the game. I've heard it was actually a very hard game already, so this is going to be a little bit annoying when you face some of these Sentinels, but it will be a good annoyance. You don't want the game to be too easy. Space combat. Advanced techniques have been introduced, like brake drifting and critical hits. Bounty missions and larger battles now occur. Pirate frequency has been increased, as well as difficulty depending on your cargo. So that's pretty cool as well, especially the fact that you have brake drifting and critical hits, making the flying seem a little bit more advanced and probably more fun in the long run when you can like try to perfect some of these things and try to get really good at it. Exploits, infinite warp cell exploit and rare goods trading exploit among others removed. People using these cheats were ruining the game for themselves, but people are weird and can't stop themselves. So again, more things being removed that are needed to be removed, so very good there. Stability, foundations for buildings on super large planets. Resolved several low repro crashes, don't know what that is. In particular, when player warped further than 256 light years in one session was only possible due to warp cell exploit above. So there you go. even more patch stuff that is taking stuff out of the game that shouldn't be there. Space stations, interiors are now more varied. Bars, trade rooms, and hydroponic labs have been added. So that is exciting. You always want the interiors to be a little bit more detailed, and I was a little bit worried, like there's so much to do in this game, don't worry, but I was a little bit worried that the interiors wouldn't be quite too cool, but here we go, we get a little bit of an update to make them a little bit better, and you won't get tired of them too quickly, so that's very good news. Networking, ability to scan star systems other players have discovered on the galactic map, increasing the chance of collision. Star systems discovered by other players appear during galactic map flight. This is massive. This is basically telling us that multiplayer and exploring with other people is now much more possible. They have added a way to essentially find other people, not to the way we might want it, but they're definitely making progress, and maybe 6 months down the line we will have the multiplayer a lot of us want as an option. So now it's easier to find, you know, other people, evidence that other people have been there, and it literally says right there, increasing the chance of collision, meaning you might run into other people. So very good news, absolutely insane. Multiplayer is making its way into the game. Ship scanning. Scanning for points of interest from your ship is now possible. Buildings generate earlier and show up in your ship scans. So that's very good news for when you're flying your ship. It's going to be easier to do things and navigate around the universe. And here we are on to the last 2 bullet points. Flying over terrain, pop-in, and shadow artifacts have been reduced. Generation speed has been increased 2-fold. Planets with large bodies of water will be targeted in next update. So things are going to be a lot smoother when you're flying around, moving at fast speeds. Things won't generate out of nowhere and just pop into your game. Well, it shouldn't as much, at least anymore. It sounds like water is a little bit of a problem, at least large bodies of it, but it will be tackled in the next update, so that's very good. Writing. The Atlas path has been rewritten by James Swallow and me. I think it speaks to the overarching theme of player freedom more clearly now. Early mission text has been rewritten to allow for multiple endings. So there we are back on the fact that this game has a little bit of a storyline to follow, something to guide you, and there's actually different endings. So that's interesting. We didn't really know that that No Man's Sky had an ending, and now we have multiple endings. That is very, very interesting. I'm guessing you're obviously going to be able to play on after the ending, but whatever this main storyline is, it does have something to come to a close to. Very cool. That is it for this little update. This is the day 1 patch, guys. This is absolutely unreal. Instead of just sitting back and relaxing, they have gone straight back to work, and all of this is going to be available with the game on launch, just making it even better. So absolutely crazy. Like I said, it's basically like No Man's Sky 2 with the amount of stuff that they have added. It's just very exciting stuff. Can't wait to play the game. And of course, guys, if you want to watch this game, if you can't purchase it yourself, or if you want to follow along with someone else's adventure, I'm going to be having an amazing Let's Play series here on the channel where we're going to explore this universe together, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. It'll probably be like 20 to 30 minute episodes, and I'll probably do them almost every day to just really get this game going. Very excited for it. And of course, plenty of like top 5 videos, top 5 planets, creatures, things like that will involve you guys. So subscribe to this channel, you won't want to miss it. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, and if you are excited for the future No Man's Sky videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you later. Peace.